This week we're talking plant-based milk alternatives such as oat milk. We also share a conversation with a coffee shop owner and share some news on how oat milk is maybe taking over the world. Check it out. Our flavor atlas trend of this week is oat milk. But what is oat milk? Well, basically it's a plant-based, non-dairy milk alternative made with oats, and it has a creamier and thicker texture than most nut-based milks. So you grab steel-cut oats or whole grain oats and they're soaked in water, then they're blended, then they're strained. As you can imagine, it's had a great success in the coffee industry, for baristas love to work with it and clients are really liking the mouthfeel and taste of it. So far, it only has 0.4% of menu penetration, but the big number here is that it's grown 260% over the last year. Now, we found some really good choices for you to go try, and here they are. Peet's Coffee has an horchata cold brew oat latte. Wow, that sounds really cool. And then Starbucks, just a good old oat milk latte, 100% plant-based and dairy-free. To learn more about Flavor Atlas, go to their website. The link is in the description below. Would you guys agree that a coffee shop is one of the happiest places on earth? It's like an adult version of a donut shop. But, oh wait, I guess donut shops are also one of the happiest places on earth. Anyway, you get the point. This week, we get to talk to owner and operator of The Coffee Ethic, Michelle Billionis, and ask her what her opinion is on this oat milk trend. Here's the interview. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. You are the owner and operator of The Coffee Ethic, a specialty coffee shop in Springfield, Missouri. And I know you guys roast your own coffee. You make specialty beverages, mostly espresso-based, like lattes and cappuccinos and beautiful cortados. I've also had the pleasure of trying a few specialty beverages with unique syrups and unique flavors, and also milk alternatives, which is where we want to talk about today. I would love to get your opinion on oat milk and how that has evolved in the past year or two.
Well, oat milk is the most requested alternative milk here at our shop, and it has probably within the last year and a half just exploded. There was a point where we couldn't even get oat milk in the shop because it was in such high demand. And I think the reason is because one, it's not a nut milk. So some people who have nut allergies, can't have almond milk or some of the other nut milks. And, so they choose oat milk, and then also they make them gluten free. So if you have, dairy issues or gluten issues, you can choose oat milk. So that's one of the huge, the big reason why people, I think, love it. And then another reason is because it tastes great with the coffee.
Yeah.
It's an enhancement to the coffee. It's different than whole milk or regular dairy milk, but it really tastes great.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard baristas say that it's one of the few alternative milks that actually, as you said, enhances the coffee and lets the coffee come through. Others just tend to hide the flavor of the coffee, which is something we don't want to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
I would say also one thing that I forgot to mention was that, they're making oat milks now that have emulsifiers in it to allow for the ultimate latte art after steaming. A lot of times, beforehand, if you had an alternative milk, you were not going to be able to do any sort of latte art or get any sort of balance in the drink because of the texture was off. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the really cool advancements that have been made by the oat milk, producers, is the emulsifying element to it that allows us to achieve our latte art in a balanced drink. So
fascinating. Yeah, that's one of the things that I think most people don't know about that I learned recently is the steaming of the milk is very important and also not very easy to do. And the kind of milk that you're using will have an effect on that. So I see that you have what I'm imagining is your brand of choice there, and it says, it even says barista right on the package. So I'm assuming that's the sort of stuff that coffee shops go for when they're looking for the right oat milk.
Yes, most definitely. I mean, that's probably everybody will choose one that is made for baristas, and a lot of companies are moving towards that. And it's because it acts a lot like regular milk, and in as far as texture goes, and that's what we love. That's what customers love. They love to see the latte art. They love to have the drink balanced, from bottom to top. And the barista styles or series allow for us to, achieve that for customers. So that's awesome. It's amazing. It's an amazing product.
Very cool. And then, so my last question is what's the most sold beverages when it comes to using oat milk? Is it a cold brew topped with oat milk, or more on the cappuccino and latte side of things?
It's definitely more on the latte cappuccino side of things. And currently it's summer. And so we do a ton of, iced lattes, or iced mochas, and they're a huge hit. Another thing that we have seen is that we did a bottled coffee, and one of them was a spiced vanilla oat milk latte in a bottle, and that sold almost quadruple the amount that our other lattes that were bottled sold. So people really are loving their oat milk, and I think it's largely due to the fact that, one, it tastes great, and two, it's an alternative for people who have, health issues with dairy. So.
Well, that's awesome. I bet it also has a lot to do with your guys' creativity and the high-end coffee that you use and the way you roast it, because you have a very, very good product.
Thank you.
So overall, I just wanted to thank you for these few minutes of your morning. I know you're very busy as a shop owner, and just thank you for spending time with us.
Always time for you, Jorge.
Thank you, Michelle.
Take care.
You know a product is on high demand when some of the biggest coffee chains, such as Starbucks and Dunkin', use it as their milk alternative of choice. Now that makes other very big brands, such as Chobani, jump into the game. That's right, the yogurt company just launched a barista-focused oat milk, and they promise it's gonna steam just as good as regular milk. Now that's some steamy news. What? I think it's a great joke. Okay, fine. Oatly, on the other hand, a Swedish company that pretty much was the first player in the oat milk world, just received a $200 million investment to expand their production into the US. Now that's some steamy news. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it because it's really funny. That was our show for this week. Thank you for watching. More trends to come next week. See you later. Bye.